What's going on, car family? I'm Ben Wayne. Thank you for joining me in another video. Today, we are going to be taking a look at the 2019 Rolls-Royce Cullinan. This particular model has been finished in a beautiful English white. It features a very exquisite black leather interior, and this car is just gorgeous. It's extremely regal. The Cullinan, let's just start off with the name right there. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan is named after the Cullinan diamond, which is the world's largest diamond at 3,106 carats. It was found in the Cullinan region of South Africa, and it's named after the mine's chairman, Thomas Cullinan, back in 1905. So today, let's take a look at the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, which is appropriately named because it is the largest Rolls-Royce. We're going to take a look at the exterior and interior details and see how this ride has been engineered for excellence. Let's start off the review by taking a close look at the front of the Cullinan. Now, a Rolls-Royce simply is not a Rolls-Royce without the spirit of ecstasy shown here. Now, if you take a look, you'll see you have the traditional Pantheon Rolls-Royce grille, but when compared to Phantom 8, you'll notice that this grille sits a little bit more vertically than on the Phantom 8 sedan. Now, coming over to the sides here, you'll notice you'll get these lines of verticality, which is also shown on the Phantom 8. So I love how some of that design language is being transferred from the flagship sedan to the SUV. Now, focusing on the headlights, these are laser headlamps. So that's Rolls-Royce again starting to include some of the latest and greatest in technology in their vehicles. These laser headlamps have a range of up to 600 meters. Now, they're also accented by daytime running lights, and we'll get you a shot of that later in this video as well. Coming further down, you have sculpted bodywork, which really just gives this car a sense of presence when you see it from the front. Let's take a second to just look at the design of the side profile here. If you just step back and look at the Cullinan, you'll notice that it features the traditional silhouette that's seen in many Rolls-Royce vehicles, meaning that you have the long hood, and then of course you have the cabin towards the back here, and then it slopes down at the rear. Now, the side profile does have a couple key features I want to point out. First of all, you have this chrome spear that just provides a nice accent to the design. And of course, you have chrome going around all the windows as well. Now, let's talk a little bit about the doors. Let's open it really quickly here. Now, if you notice, the doors curve all the way down underneath the body. That's going to prevent any dirt from entering the cabin during ingress and egress. Not to mention the fact that to make this car easier to get in and out of, when you open the doors, the car automatically lowers by approximately 2 inches. Now, since this is a Rolls-Royce and I just can't be bothered to put enough energy to close the door myself, I'll simply put my thumb on this button and the door will close automatically. Let's check out this rear door here. We refer to these as reversed hinge coach doors. Let's keep it classy. These aren't suicide doors. Rolls-Royce specifically refers to these as reversed hinge coach doors. Now, as I mentioned with the front door, the door comes underneath the body to prevent any dirt from coming in. And of course, they follow the tradition of having umbrellas and the doors as well. But they're located in the rear doors of this vehicle. Why is that? That's so when your chauffeur hops out the front door, he can reach for this umbrella before opening this rear door. That way he can have it open for you before you get out the car and you don't get wet at all. So since this is a Rolls-Royce again, and I can't be bothered to put enough energy to close the door myself, I'll put my thumb on this button and the door will close automatically. While we're at the side profile, one thing I want to discuss is this car's car body configuration. A car body configuration is typically defined by the engine compartment, the passenger compartment, and then the luggage volumes. This is defined as a 3-box SUV because you have the engine compartment, the passenger compartment, and then in some Cullinans, there's a glass partition on the interior, clearly defining the luggage compartment. So this is considered a 3-box SUV design. Let's take a few seconds and focus on the rear design of the Cullinan. This is probably my favorite aspect of the exterior design of this vehicle. Now, if you look back at the window here, you'll notice the rear features a bustle back design, which is kind of reminiscent of the cars from the 20s and 30s era. Coming lower, you have your tail lamps here. And what's amazing to me is just how much detail Rolls-Royce puts into every single part of their cars. The tail lamps feature a nice, intricate, and extremely detailed design. Coming lower, you'll notice that your bumper is not body colored. And that is a unique styling cue. It was done on purpose because remember, Rolls-Royce wants you to have that ability to take this car off-road. Now, since this is an SUV, we might as well go ahead and talk about storage capability. So I'll go ahead and open the hatch. Simple touch. It's all electronic. This is Rolls-Royce, of course. It is a split system, so I'll open the bottom as well. All electronic. Now, with the rear seats up, you have up to 21 cubic feet of storage, but you can also control the rear seats electronically here. So I'll go ahead and put these down. It is a 40-20-40 system. And with the rear seats lowered, your storage capacity goes from 21 to 67 cubic feet. Now, what's neat about the Cullinan is that you'll notice there's a step here in the storage area. That area can easily be leveled, so it's easier to get objects into the car by simply pressing this button here. And as you can see, it will level off the storage area, making it easier to place objects in the rear storage compartment. So now that I've showed you the trunk area, I can simply press the button on the top of the hatch here. The bottom and the top will close, they'll meet in the center, and then everything closes nicely. So we talked about quite a few of the design aspects of the Cullinan. Let's talk about some characteristics of this vehicle that you can't see. First off, the Cullinan is built on an aluminum space frame specifically designed for stiffness and comfort. Rolls-Royce refers to this as the architecture of luxury. Now, you might remember that name before from when we reviewed the Phantom 8. A major characteristic of the Cullinan that you can't see but can definitely feel is its silky smooth ride. And that's thanks to a self-leveling air suspension system that can respond within milliseconds to steering input, acceleration, and camera intelligence. That's right, camera intelligence. The Cullinan features cameras that read the road and send that data to the suspension system, giving you that magic carpet ride that Rolls-Royces are known for. The Cullinan is the first Rolls-Royce to receive an all-wheel drive system. This all-wheel drive system is bespoke to this car. And since it is a Rolls-Royce, the all-wheel drive system has to operate silently and smoothly, promoting that magic carpet ride. And of course, it has to be able to go off-road. It took roughly 300 engineers 3 years to get this all-wheel drive system right. Now, the Cullinan also features a 4-wheel steering system. So what that means is when you're driving fast on the highway, your rear wheels will steer in the same phase as the front wheels. That's going to give you enhanced stability at higher speeds. Now, at lower speeds, your rear wheels will steer in the opposing phase as the front wheels, giving you increased agility and maneuverability. Really helpful in parking lots. Taking a look at the wheels and tires of this specific Cullinan, is fitted with the 22-inch part polished twin spoke wheels. Of course, it comes with the floating center caps that remain level while the car is in motion, letting everybody know this is a Rolls-Royce. Now, the tires are very unique. They're constructed of a special polymer to help reduce road noise. They also feature foam insulation to maintain that silent ride as well. I just love the details and all the effort Rolls-Royce has made into keeping the ride of the Cullinan extremely silent and serene. Underneath the hood of the Cullinan, you're going to find a 6.75 liter twin turbocharged V12 capable of producing 563 horsepower and 627 pound-foot of torque at the low engine speed of 1600 RPM. Now, this huge engine is connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission, which features Rolls-Royce satellite geographical technology, meaning that this car is going to be able to select the ideal gearing for you based on your location as you drive. Now, with all that being said, this car hits 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds, which isn't bad for an SUV that weighs nearly 3 tons. So, we've covered some of the exterior details. Let's go ahead and check out the interior of the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. The first word that comes to my mind when sitting inside this car is wow. The amount of luxury that I see and feel is just out of this world. Before we get into too many interior details, let me close the door, but I'm not going to reach for it because I don't want to be bothered to put in that much effort. I'll just hit this button underneath the dash and it closes automatically. Coming over to the top of the dash, it's covered in this smooth, supple black leather with contrast stitching going throughout. Now, coming lower, you have a touchscreen infotainment system. And again, I really just love how Rolls-Royce is incorporating all this technology into their cars. If you look back 20 years ago, Rolls-Royce hardly had any technology in their cars, but I just love how they're incorporating the latest and greatest in these vehicles. Coming further down, you have this beautiful chevron wood veneer. You have your air conditioning vents that have remained the same throughout Rolls-Royce for several decades on end. If you're familiar with these cars, you recognize these air conditioning vents. Further down in the dash, you have your air conditioning system, and I love how they've maintained these old school wheels to adjust the air temperature to cooler or warmer. Further back in the dash, you have two cup holders hidden behind this piece of wooden veneer. And then, of course, you have your control system for your infotainment system here. It's nice and simple. I love how there's just a button here that says off-road. It's really that simple. If you're gonna go off-road, just hit the off-road button. You also have buttons to help you adjust the height of the car, as well as your parking system and your camera systems as well. Further back in the center console, you have some storage, and it just really feels nice. The quality of materials and the craftsmanship that went into this car can truly be felt the instant you take a seat in this car. And speaking of seats, the seats are exceptionally comfortable as you would imagine. 3 levels of heating and cooling, you get your massage features. It's just, I could sit in here all day. I would love to be able to take a long road trip in a vehicle like this one. Your steering wheel is nice and thin, typical of Rolls-Royce. I just love the way it feels in my hands. It has grips for your fingers on the back side of it, but I just really love how it's nice and simplistic. A lot of steering wheels today have a cluster of buttons that really just look intimidating or confusing, but with the way everything has been placed in this car, it just maintains the spirit of being able to take a drive and feel relaxed. Behind the steering wheel, again, Rolls-Royce incorporating the latest technology now. You have a digital instrument cluster, but with the actual chrome physical bezels there. So it just looks really nice. It's bright and vibrant, incorporating that latest technology with the touch of class that has just been executed extremely well in this car. Now the door panels are just beautiful. They're finished with chrome accents, black leather. You have a chrome door handle with frosted glass behind the door handle. That is awesome. Of course, you have your bespoke audio system, controls for all 4 windows, and controls for your side view mirrors as well. And of course, on the bottom of the doors, there's storage. Sitting in the back of this car is extremely comfortable. But before we get started with the rear details, let me go ahead and close the door. Again, I have a button here. Simply press this, and it closes automatically for me, because after all, I can't be bothered to do it myself. Now, this particular Cullinan features the bench seating, so it's able to comfortably fit 3 people. Now, one of my favorite features about the rear is being able to take full advantage of the entertainment system. I'll simply press this button on the driver's side. It lowers this picnic table, finished in a beautiful wood veneer, and then out pops a 12-inch touchscreen display, so I have access to my navigation, satellite radio, and watch any movies I want to while I'm being chauffeured around. Now, to put this back, I'll simply press this button on the left side of the driver's seat, and it will fold back the screen and the picnic table as well. Now, if I just want to use the picnic table, I'll press this button on the left side, and the picnic table will retract. But I just love how beautiful this veneer is. The chevron pattern is just mesmerizing. So let me go ahead and put this up. Coming over to the door panels, you get the same luxury that you have up front. The door panels are finished in chrome and leather. Again, the chrome door handles with the frosted glass accents, your bespoke audio system, and then of course, the beautiful wood veneer as well, and storage on the bottom compartment. Now, one thing you do notice when sitting back here is that you have a fully leather-lined panoramic roof. So when you want some sunlight to come into the cabin, you can simply open that at the push of a button, or you can close it, and it's just a beautiful black leather headliner in this car. One thing I just can't seem to get past is how quiet the cabins in these cars are. In the Cullinan, Rolls-Royce incorporated over 220 pounds of sound deadening alone, and it shows. That was a brief overview of this 2019 Rolls-Royce Cullinan, and let me tell you, the Cullinan is truly an SUV that stands in a league of its own. The craftsmanship, the quality, and the execution of the interior alone really puts this Cullinan on another platform compared to any other SUV I've seen. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this Cullinan. I'd like to give a special thanks to everybody for taking the time to watch my review. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will catch you in the next one.